Hi everyone, hope you are well. In today's video I just want to go through a couple of ways that you can save money. Now I am by no means a financial advisor, however I just thought I would share with you a couple of tips I've learnt myself whilst going through life. Given the way that the world is at the moment and the current economic climate, I just want to try and help some people out. I do need a favour from you before we start though. If you could please hit the like button below and subscribe to my channel. This will help the video be seen by more people and hopefully we can help as many people as possible. Okay, so the first step is to understand your budget and track your finances. So you need to be asking yourself questions like, what are my goals, what am I saving for, how much money do I need to save, for example. And then track your incomings and outgoings on a monthly basis. And then you can use this to see how much money you have at the end of an average month, and then use that to calculate how long it's going to take you to save up the amount of money that you need. This is basically you just getting a general understanding of your financial health. And you can even use this to kind of shave off outgoings. So for example, cancelling Netflix that costs £10 a month. And it can be quite a fun game, and you can see how much quicker this is going to get you to your set goal. So as I say, it can be quite fun. It doesn't have to be an overly boring process. Okay, so next is an individual savings account, also known as an ISA. This is basically a tax-free savings account, normally up to the value of 20k, but some of these do differ. There's loads of different types of ISAs, so you will need to research and see what is the best one for yourself. What I will say is that they aren't as lucrative as they used to be, so the interest rates have kind of nosedived in recent years so that you don't get as much return anymore. But this is a great option for you if you just want to throw some money into an account, forget about it and let it grow on its own. Okay, so next is to make more money. It's easier to save money when you have more coming in, which allows you to pay off your bills more effectively, and then you can save the rest. Now I know it sounds a bit too simple, just go and make more money, but there is a really good technique that I know of to make money online using just a couple of hours per day. This is a technique called match betting, which I've done personally for the last 5 years, and it can make you between £400 and £500 per month. Now the way this works is you take advantage of the offers and free bets that bookmakers give out, and you place certain bets that cancel each other out so that you don't lose any money, and then you gain about an 80% return on each free bet. And you just do this over and over again and build up your profits. Now, you can learn how to do this by using the link in the description below, or you can check out my videos in the playlist above, where I've just kind of gone through and explained what match betting is and how it works. Just linking back to the ISAs that we just discussed, when I bought my first house I could have put my money into a help to buy ISA, but I didn't do this because I made more money through match betting. So essentially, rather than just let my money sit in an ISA, I made more through match betting and putting my money to work that way. So it's just something to think about. Okay, so next is just general shopping and questioning yourself whether you can actually afford something. There's a big difference between, on one hand, having the money to pay for something, and on the other, being able to afford it. So for example, there could be a watch that costs £400 and you have £500 in your bank account. I can buy that watch, but then I'm only left with £100 after. So can I really afford that? I kind of have a general rule of thumb that I use for myself, and that is, if I can't afford to buy something 3 times, I can't afford it. I might have the money to pay for it, but I can't afford it. There's a big difference between that. If you are trying to save money, maybe bump this up to 5 times and question yourself whether you actually need this item in the first place. And in general, just try to avoid the kind of impulse or the kind of social pressure to impress other people through buying things like cars and watches, for example, as this can really dent your financial health. Now, if you do need to buy something, I suggest using something like Google Shopping to find the lowest price, and checking Top Cashback and websites such as this to see if you can get money off your purchase. The link to Top Cashback is in the description below, and basically you go through their website, find the store that you're buying from, click the link, and then it will register you visited that site, and then when you make a purchase they'll give you a percentage of the money that you spent back. So it's a great way to kind of get a bit of money off your purchase. A similar way to get money off of things you're buying is an app called Honey. So a link for this is also in the description below, but basically you go onto Honey and it automatically finds you voucher codes to get money off your purchase. So it's another quick and easy way to save a bit of money there on things you have to buy. Again, just don't go into the pitfall of going on Top Cashback, for example, seeing that somewhere's got 10% cashback and thinking, oh, I'll go and buy something. Just try to avoid that and only use top cashback to get money off if you're already buying something, if that makes sense. Avoid using your overdraft. There can be massive interest rates on overdraft, so if you can, I know it's not always possible, do try to avoid using that. And also avoid using schemes like buy now, pay later, so things like Klarna. This can lead you into a false sense of security and that you can afford stuff and leave you in a massive debt, not to mention potential interest charges down the road. So also try to avoid them things as well. The next topic is food shopping, and the first item on this is don't buy food that is reduced unless you're sure you're going to eat it. Now this sounds a bit counterintuitive, but do hear me out. So food is reduced when it is close to its sell-by date. This means it's going to spoil a lot quicker than food that is more fresh. If you end up throwing away food that is mouldy and you bought it on reduced, you would have been better off buying the fresh produce for more money that's going to last longer. As I say, if you are sure you're going to eat the thing that is reduced, go ahead and buy it and save yourself a bit of money. Next is loyalty cards. So if you do find that you shop in the same place every time, definitely take advantage of their loyalty scheme, where every time you spend money, you build up points which you can then spend to buy things like cinema tickets or vouchers for meals out. And it's a great way of getting something a little extra when you are buying something you're already going to be buying. Reducing the consumption of meat, dairy and some processed foods, and opting for things that are whole natural plant grown foods can also help you save money. So things like rice, beans, lentils, maybe even pasta, they are so versatile and can be used in a variety of ways and are a lot cheaper than meat and dairy. You can also save money by not shopping when you are hungry. The reason is because when you shop when you're hungry, you're more likely to impulse buy food and therefore spending more money. I recommend that you kind of sit down before you go shopping, plan out your week for food that you're going to eat, so all your different meals, list out the ingredients, make a shopping list from that and then stick to it. That will mean you're more disciplined when you're shopping, less likely to impulse buy and therefore saving money. I also recommend either stopping or reducing eating out or getting takeaways, and the reason for this is because whilst they are very nice to eat and they're convenient, so you don't have any washing up or anything to do, they cost a lot of money. So in some cases you can actually get a week's worth of shopping for the price of one takeaway. So when you weigh that up, one meal versus a week's worth of shopping, it kind of makes sense. Links to this is taking your own lunch to work as well, rather than getting a meal deal and a coffee every day, and I will run through an example of that now.
Okay, so let's assume that you are very lucky and that you have 30 days of annual leave in the year, which equates to 6 weeks. This leaves you with 46 working weeks in the year. If we look first at buying our lunch for these 46 weeks, and assume you buy a Tesco meal deal for £3 and a Costa coffee for around £2.50, this gives us a combined cost of £5.50. If we multiply this by the amount of working days in the week, I know this seems a bit extreme to assume that everyone's going to buy lunch every day of the week, but more people do this than you'd imagine. This gives us £27.50. If we then multiply this by the amount of working weeks in the year, this gives us a staggering cost of £1,265 per year on lunch. If you bring your own lunch, and assume that we can do this for £2 with a drink, this gives us a weekly cost of just £10 in comparison, and the yearly cost of just £460 in comparison. So this gives us a total saving of £805 per year on something as little as taking lunch to work rather than buying it. So I just hope this shows you the power of saving small amounts of money here and there on a daily basis can actually add up to a lot over a year.
Next, I want to talk about saving money at home. So when it comes to things like electricity, gas, TV, mobile, broadband, don't be afraid to switch or shop around, because this can save you hundreds of pounds per year. If you don't want to switch because you like your current provider, you can go and find a cheaper but similar deal elsewhere and maybe show it to your current provider, and they might do a deal specifically for you to kind of match the price. If you don't ask, you don't get. You can also use top cashback again, as discussed before, to receive a percentage back of whatever it is that you pay. Car insurance and home insurance is another area that we can save money. Firstly, if you buy online, it can be cheaper because there's not an agent on the other end of the phone who's going to take a commission from whatever it is you're buying. And it can also be cheaper if you pay annually rather than monthly. I know this can be a little bit difficult for some people, and stumping up a lot of money at once is quite difficult, but it does save you in the long run because you're not having to pay interest costs on spreading your cost out monthly. You can make it cheaper as well by shopping around using websites like Compare the Market, and they also have an extra benefit of giving you 2-for-1 cinema tickets for a year when you make a purchase through them, which is another little extra bonus where you can save money on a day out. And again, you can use top cashback to make a percentage back. And then just a general few things around the house, so using LED light bulbs. These can use up to 80% less energy than a conventional light bulb, which is going to help you reduce your energy bill. Turning things off at the switch, so for example your TV, rather than leaving them on standby, which uses quite a lot of energy, again reducing your bills. And then don't heat your home when it's not needed. So if you set a timer to follow your schedule, you're only going to heat your home when you're going to benefit from it. And you can also reduce your bills even further by reducing the temperature of your heating and just wearing a jumper instead. The last topic is just a few miscellaneous items. So the first is make your phone last longer. So look after it, and then once your current contract expires, you can pay like £10 to £15 for a SIM only contract every month, rather than paying anywhere from £40 up to £100 for a rolling contract on your phone every 2 years. This is going to save you a lot of money in the long run. I do appreciate that phones do tend to slow a lot after 2 years, but this could just be due to your storage being full up, or it just needs a battery replacement, which is actually a lot cheaper than you might think. And then the very last point is streaming services. So I know a lot of people have Netflix, Prime Video, Sky Movies, Disney Plus. Do you really need all of them? There's only so much that you can watch, so I recommend just having 2 streaming services at maximum. I appreciate that Amazon Prime does have a lot of other benefits as well, so that might be one that you want to keep. And that's it for today. I hope this video is going to help you to save money going forwards. Don't forget to check all the links in the description below to the resources that I've provided for you. And again, I know I asked this at the start of the video, but please do like and subscribe to my channel. This really helps the video to be seen by more people, and then hopefully this content can help more people. And last but not least, if you do have any questions or any other money saving tips, please do feel free to post them in the comments. Thank you for watching.